Hey Virgo, welcome to your weekly forecast for January 3rd through the 9th. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising. Happy New Year, my dears. I am setting the intention for January 3rd through the 9th. However, you may stumble upon this video at some other time. You're going to find it whenever you were meant to find it, whenever it was time for you to hear the messages that are in it. Do keep in mind, this is a general reading for the Virgo collective. Therefore, not every single message is going to resonate with you. Take what does, leave what doesn't. So without further ado, my dear Virgos, let's see what's coming up and let's see what you need to know. One more shuffle. What do we have permission to know? What messages does Spirit have for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising at this time? The first card coming up here is the King of Cups. Now, I can hear the squeals of excitement. I know a lot of people like to watch tarot readings for love and romance. Nothing wrong with that. And a lot of people see King of Cups because of those readings, and they go, husband, father, baby daddy, right? And that might be something that some of you are manifesting and something that some of you might be stepping into. However, there are other meanings to the King of Cups. And if you are new to this channel, I do the love readings separately. I do my love readings once a month, and the January love readings are linked in the description of this video. In the weekly forecast, I want to talk about you. Less about other people, less, about love and relationship, more about you, your spiritual journey, your healing, your abundance, your career, your family situations, whatever Spirit wants to draw attention to. So the King of Cups in this way can come up when we are stepping into our generosity, but also our boundaries. Because the King of Cups is very giving, but he's also nobody's fool, right? He's not going to look foolish. He's not going to look silly. And there's certain expectations with the King of Cups. King of Cups makes me think of a parent who their teenager might say, can I please borrow the car? And the parent says, okay, but here's a list of all the things you need to get done before the weekend comes and before you can get the car. And you're gonna have to make sure that you wash the car. You're gonna have to make sure that you return it clean and that you return it with gas in it, right? So there's gonna be certain rules or obligations, right? You got to get a good test on that. You got to get a good grade on the test that you have coming up this week. Here's the requirements. It's not tit for tat. It's not conditional. It's just about fairness and boundaries, right? And so maybe, Virgo, some of you have been dealing with situations where you've been very kind, but dealing with a lot of disrespect. And you might be like, that's not going to fly anymore. That's not going to happen anymore. Maybe for some of you, this is with your own children who are now adults, who are grown, This is not going to be about little tiny kids, right? Little tiny kids aren't trying to be disrespectful. They don't know. They don't understand. They're just kind of acting out. And so we can say, well, it's not okay to take that tone or to speak that way or to say those words. That's not the way you talk to mommy. That's not the way you talk to daddy. We can teach them, but they don't mean to be disrespectful, right? Little kids aren't trying to be disrespectful. But some of you might be dealing with older kids who are now adults or older teenagers that are flat out being disrespectful. And you might be like, look, you're going to have to start earning some privileges around here. Like, this isn't going to fly. Some of you, it could be friends, it could be family. Some of you might be capping out your generosity, how generous you're being or how giving you're being. Some people might be looking at you like you're some kind of a money tree just because your life might be a little bit more together than theirs. And you're like, it's not like that. That's not how it works. So there could be some boundaries here in terms of generosity. Okay? The next cup that's, not cup. It would be really funny if it was a cup card. But the next card that's coming up here, let's see, is the Ace of Pentacles, right? So some of you are definitely manifesting this abundance. and you're setting boundaries around it. Some of you have new opportunities coming in. The Ace of Pentacles can be new opportunities, new contracts, new energy coming into a situation. I'm always super happy when I see the Ace of Pentacles come up for someone, because for me in my readings over the years, one of the things I've come to realize, Spirit has Ace of Pentacles come up for me in my readings when the person I'm reading for is breaking out of what we refer to as generational curses, right? Or inherited lower vibrational energies, or any habits or patterns or cycles that were a learned behavior for you that imprinted upon you. You're breaking out of all of that. Any long-standing blocks, breaking out of all of that. It's all leaving you. You're breaking out of it. You're coming into this energetic upgrade. And it can result for a lot of you, as these things are being cleared and removed, it can result for a lot of you in terms of abundance, okay? Like higher income, better quality of life, moving up in your career, upgrading in your energy, upgrading in the opportunities that are available to you. It's a very significant shift. Now, with the Ace of Pentacles following the King of Cups, it gives me the feeling and the sense that some of you are coming from a family line where there's been a lot of feast or famine. Maybe for you growing up, it was like when money was good, it was really good. But when money was bad, there were nights that you were going to bed hungry and you didn't know when you guys were going to have your next meal. Or you didn't know if you were going to have a bed to sleep in that night, or a couch to stay on that night. It may have been really severe, right? When it was good, it was amazing. And when it was bad, it was really bad. And it may have never been consistent. Just back and forth between comfort and absolute poverty. And maybe in your adult years, you've had this cycle where there's times money's really good, but when money is bad, it's scary bad. It's really bad. And so the Ace of Pentacles is saying you're breaking out of that cycle, that inherited energy of feast or famine. And you're coming into consistent prosperity, consistent abundance. Your needs are met. Your needs are satisfied. Stability. Okay? Now, when we're receiving this kind of energy, or we're going through a significant shift like this, one of the things I've noticed is we can become very physically tired. So be sure that you're paying attention to your body. You might have a lot of positive things going on. You might have a lot of things that you think you should be celebrating, but you might not have a ton of energy. Listen to your body. When you feel tired, rest. When you're feeling sleepy, sleep. When you're feeling hungry, eat. Pay attention to what your body is telling you. Because a lot of the times when we are shifting to this extent, there's a lot happening that will make us feel tired or drained physically. So be gentle with yourself. Don't overexert yourself. Don't push yourself too hard. Your next card that's coming up here for Virgo is the Two of Swords. Now, the Two of Swords is a card that can come up when some information is being kept from us. And it can come up when we're at some kind of an impasse. We don't agree. And so what's interesting to me is because we have this King of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles, and we were talking about boundaries with generosity. I'm sorry to say, Virgo, but you might be having someone who's stepping in and asking you for help or asking you for assistance, but they are not telling you the full story. Or they're making their circumstance seem much worse than it is, because they're hoping that you're going to say, you know what, I'm so sorry you're going through this. I've been very blessed. Let me help you out. But they're not telling you the truth. They're not telling you the truth about their circumstance. They're not telling you the truth about about their situation. So if something doesn't feel right, pay attention. Don't tell yourself that you're being judgmental. Don't tell yourself that you're being paranoid. Listen to your intuition. If your gut is telling you something about this person's energy feels off to me, something about the story they're telling me isn't exactly lining up, pay attention. Because somebody might be deceiving you to feel sorry for them, to help them when they don't really truly need it. And that's not fair. That's not right. I do feel for some of you this could be a sibling that has a tendency to make you feel as though like you have this obligation, you have this responsibility. It's your job to take care of them, or it's your job to help them. They might be guilting you into a situation. So just be aware and be cautious, because this person's situation is not as bad as you think. And Spirit is showing me a very specific story that happened to somebody I knew, and they were absolutely livid. Someone I knew was having an issue with their sibling. It happened to be a sister. And that sister was really pressuring them and saying, you know, you need to help me. You need to give me $300. I owe $300 in taxes and I don't have it. And you need to help me because you moved out and I'm taking care of, you know, our parents. I'm taking care of mom and dad. And so it's the least that you can do, like, to help. You don't contribute in any other way. And they kept stressing it. This is for my taxes. This is for my taxes. I owe my taxes. And so the person handed over the $300. And then they go and they see their sister. And their sister is wearing a very unique dress. A dress that you don't see every single day. And they're like, oh yeah, I just got it the other day. And they happen to see, you know how people say our cell phones are spying on us? That you know, you're talking about coffee mugs, and all of a sudden you go on Facebook or Instagram, or you go on an online search and you keep seeing these different coffee mugs. And now you and I are all probably going to get coffee mug ads on our cell phones because I said coffee mug a million times just now. Well, our phones are spying on us. They pick up on bar scans, barcodes, bar things. This person goes onto their Facebook, and in their Facebook ads, they see this dress. It happens to be a designer dress that goes for $300. So they handed over that $300 thinking it was for taxes. But really their sister felt like she needed and deserved a $300 dress, and that person should pay for it. That's the kind of deception some of you might be dealing with. It's one thing to say, you know what, sure, I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate that you're helping out. I appreciate that you're taking care of mom and dad. You know, here, you want that dress so bad, you know, I'll contribute money towards it. Or you might even say, I'll buy it for you, if you're in a financial situation where you can afford to do that. But nobody appreciates being tricked into it, being lied into it. And Spirit showed me that situation because that's the kind of energy, that's the kind of deception some of you are dealing with. You're being made to feel guilty. You're being made to feel bad. You're being pressured. But it's not what it seems to be. So pray for the truth to be revealed. I guarantee you now, with that person I was telling you about, their sister knows now that without a receipt, without paperwork, they're not going to get a single penny out of that person ever again. And they can't argue it. They got caught. They got busted. So it might be a good idea for you, Virgo, to ask questions. Or to say, let me help you with that bill. Why don't you give me the bill? I'll get it paid. If it's really for what they're saying they need it for. Or are they going to take it and go on a shopping spree? Again, it's not that we don't want to be generous towards people. We just don't want to be deceived into doing those kinds of things for somebody. So you need to be cautious and you need to be aware. Two of Swords also tells me a lot of the times that you need to pay attention to the red flags. You need to pay attention to the writing on the wall. Because if you don't, there could be some kind of tower moment that arises. So pay attention. Your next card here is the Two of Cups. And again, a lot of people are used to watching tarot for love and romance. And Two of Cups typically is seen as a love and romance card, a happy relationship, a happy marriage, soulmates coming together. But it's really just in general harmonious relationships. And it's relationships where giver meets giver. This could be a friendship. This could be a business partnership. This could be a love relationship. But for me, the Two of Cups is when each person is asking, what can I do for this person today? How can I help them out? They care about what you want. They care about what you need. They care about what you're going through. And they're going to step up and they're going to be beneficial. They're going to be helpful. And you're doing the same thing for them. So this is reciprocal energy. And these are the kinds of relationships, whether they're romantic or business or friendship, that are going to go on forever. Because both people are watering the relationship. Both people are contributing. They're filling each other up. They're keeping each other going. And so this is the balance. This is the flow of giving and receiving. So I feel, Virgo, that this week there are blessings coming in. There are opportunities coming in. And this is the time that you're going to be able to learn to balance how much you give and how much you get back. Again, it's not about a situation of like tit for tat. It's not a situation of, well, you know, every time I do something nice for somebody, they have to do something for me. It's not that we're keeping score, but it's about being in the flow of energy. If you have a car and you keep driving that car and you never stop for gas, you never fill the tank, eventually, what's going to happen? You're going to be stranded on the side of the road. So if people are expecting you to constantly be getting them to where they need to go or to be helping them, they need to fill the tank from time to time. That's just the way it works. It's just about the exchange of energy. It's not about keeping score or people owing us. It's about avoiding a parasitic situation. And so this is what I feel like a lot of Virgos are going to be beginning to master. Starting to master being in that flow. And not being taken advantage of. Because you're done with that. You may want to check out your moon sign and rising sign. Some weeks that might resonate more for you than your sun sign. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do for you. If you go to calendly.com/amethystangelite, you can schedule a private reading with me there. Love and romance readings for January are listed in the description. The 2022 12-month forecasts are listed in the description. And again, if you need a private reading, calendly.com/amethystangelite. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I'm wishing you all a wonderful week ahead. And once again, wishing you a happy, happy New Year, a happy 2022. Take care, Virgos.